Did you say full frame cameras are the best and I don't know what I'm gonna do with a compact camera, and let's see together the limitations? You're in the right place. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love from Sanremo, Italia, and today we're gonna see together if we are really spoiled by full frame cameras and what are the limitations when you switch back to a compact camera, because you know, now summertime is approaching, we're all traveling, we don't want to go around with heavy gear and big and bulky stuff and plenty of glasses and different batteries charges. So whatever you want to have and be minimalistic, you go for a compact camera. There might be different reasons why you're gonna go for a compact camera instead of using your phone. At least for me, the main reason is that I'm not so familiar with shooting with a phone, despite we all know smartphones today have quite good results in terms of colors, of autofocusing, so on and so forth. But with a compact camera, I'm much more at ease, and so I will go for a compact camera always if I have to choose. But let's see what limitations, because coming from a full frame camera, then there are some limitations that you have to take into consideration. First and foremost, the sensor size. This might not be a problem when you have such a nicely lit surroundings in the background, in the foreground. So if you have light, this is not going to be a problem. But if you don't have enough light, then yes. Let me double check right now. What is it saying? I don't know, I have no idea what is blinking. Okay, maybe it's recording, maybe it's not. But anyway, the first limitation is the sensor size, but it's not a real limitation when you have plenty of light. So if you're shooting interiors or if you're shooting nighttime, that's the first limitation you have to be aware of. But some physical limitations come from the fact that compact cameras are a different intelligence compared to DSLRs and mirrorless, because when you switch them on, it takes a few seconds for them to be ready, because they have to switch on the system and to take out the glass from where it was hidden inside the body. And so it takes a few seconds, so it's not a super easy, fast way of shooting. If you're not ready, it will not be ready, so you might miss some shots. Second thing is that also the zoom is not so reactive. My habit is that I have immediate focusing or zooming in and out. I normally go for prime glasses, so this is not really a limitation to me. But if you're using a zoom lens such as 24-70 with a DSLR and even with mirrorless, you have an immediate response when you want to zoom in, while with a compact camera, since it's right by wire, you will have to tell the camera to zoom in, and the camera will think what you're asking it to do, and then eventually it will do it. So once again, you might miss a few shots here and there because it's not so reactive. Third thing, but I don't know if it's just my Lumix or compact cameras in general, is that the very first moment you switch it on, if you want to record videos, then you will have to press a second time because it didn't get the command. So these are a few things that you need to be aware of when you're switching from a full frame to a compact camera, because maybe you want to travel light and you don't want to go around with, let's say, expensive gear. Because if you are traveling and you are visiting different cities, then your expensive Sony, your expensive Leica, your expensive Nikon might get the attention from thieves. And so if you don't want to risk it and go around with a light heart, then I suggest you go for something less expensive and less catchy of attention. And this is the case. I'm traveling in Italy this summer, so for the long Italian summer, I picked up a Lumix Lx15, which I'm using right now to record this episode. I'm kinda appreciating the results. I'm trying not to compare it with my S5 IIX, and I'm trying not to compare it with my Leica Q2, and I'm trying not to compare it with the Sony I used last year, because from certain shootings my friend was nice enough to borrow, I could borrow a few Sony and different glasses from him, and then I'm trying not to compare it to the Pixie, because Pixie is a rangefinder and it's not in my hand anymore. And so I'm trying to understand the doubts and the questions you might have if you are really going for compact cameras before traveling this summer. But apart from these limitations that are physical and that are coming from the fact that this is a compact camera, so it's an all-in and it's also an old and outdated project, then if you go beyond these limitations, then you have a very compact and lightweight body. It is not so expensive, it's quite cheap actually, and you have, at least in this case, a beautiful Leica glass. So that's plenty of things to be happy with. Like right now, I'm using it to record this episode, and I know that the results may not be stunning, but they will be good enough for what is my purpose, because I have an f1.4 glass, I have some separation versus the background, and then color science, it's Panasonic Lumix, it's to be only appreciated. So with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos to come, and stay tuned because we will be still exploring compact cameras solutions such as the Leica D-Lux 8 that is yet to be announced and released this summer, and we hope we will get it on time before traveling. Thank you. Bye-bye.